Alright, so we got the YFZ450 tilted up on its side. I got the seals and the gaskets and bearing for the water pump. Because as you know before, if you watched the previous video, the water pump seal was leaking. And leaking pretty bad out the weep hole on the bottom. So I replaced that seal and it was still leaking pretty bad. It sealed up for the first portion of the part, but when I came back the next day and started it, it was still leaking pretty bad. And I started hearing a squeaking noise, and I took off the cover and ended up being the impeller shaft was moving pretty bad back and forth. So there's excessive play and going around the seal. So I gotta tear apart the clutch cover side of the case and pull the seals out and pull the bearing out and replace the bearing. So I'm sure that bearing is probably shot, and then we can look at the impeller shaft too, see if we gotta replace that. But let's get down to it. We're gonna take off the bolts all the way around it, and probably have to take off this brake lever here just to be able to pull the cover off. So looks like I got an oil line here, an oil line down here that we gotta take off. So I think I gotta remove, I believe, these two bolts, or these three bolts too, for the cover, to remove that whole cover there. So let's just get to the oil lines first and see what we gotta do next. Right here. Oh, I freaking got it. That's what I'm talking about. Oh, bingo. Bingo. That'd be best. Get this out of here. Come on. Come on. Come on. It's coming. Almost freaking there. Freaking bracket right there, dude. Even still, I think I need this off. Pull this off. Kidding me? More bolts gotta come off. Look at that bearing. Yep. That'll freaking do it. Barely wants to turn. Yep. You get a magnet, make sure the bearing bolts are in there. Alright. We got dowel pin here, dowel pin here. Make sure you got both. 1, 2, yep. 2 dowel pins. And this piece was sitting right here when I took off the cover. And it goes right there, and that kind of completes the bearing. So that failed on it. I wonder why there's so much play. See it over here. It's more play whenever it's still, but yeah, she's a little shot, dude. That's all right. I'm gonna take this inside and see what I can do with that. Just looking at the clutch basket here, it doesn't seem like there's any grooves in it. From the looks of it from here, it all seems pretty nice and good. See that there? That's part of it, I'm sure. Right there. Yeah, so no other metal. Just that. I don't know where the other ball bearings went, but everything else looks pretty decent. Actually, the crank from here, crank looks good. Anyhow, let's see if we can get this bearing out. Take the impeller off, but you gotta hold this. Should be able to turn it off. This should push right through. There we go. Here's the shaft. Came out with the bearing. That little notch there is normal. They all have that lip right there. But if you have any grooves past that, like down here, if you feel it with your fingernail, that's not good. So you want to hit this downwards, going down like that. So hitting it downwards. If it gets stuck like this. So we'll see if we can get it out. Got a 15mm socket. See if we can bang it out of there. Want to check it again, see if we got any more grooves. No grooves, just that one. See, it looks very good. So, good thing the kit that I bought did not come with this because I was expecting this to be good, and luckily it was. But as you know, the bearing is shot. So I'm gonna probably replace the oil seal. I guess the water seal again on the case. I'm gonna freeze the bearing. And I'm gonna see if I can stick it back in. I got the oil seal in. You want the open end facing the engine and facing the bearing. So I got the bearing in the freezer. I got a dead blow hammer. Let's see if I can fit it in there. So I got the bearing in. Like I said, I put it in the freezer, and it's nice and flush with the case there. And hit it with my dead blow. And it actually went right in about halfway before I hit it with the dead blow. So when you put it in the freezer, it actually helps quite a bit because it shrinks the metal and you're able to put it in there pretty easily. But you can see it spins really nice freely. And it's all the way in with the new oil seal. So make sure you don't get that oil seal on backwards or else it will leak immediately. So that's in there nice and flush. I still got oil in there, but now we can deal with the impeller shaft and the water seal. So this gasket kit came with all new seals and everything, as well as gaskets for the case. All right, impeller shaft is in. Pretty much slid right in pretty smoothly. Then there's the water seal for the coolant side. Again, you want the opened end facing outwards and the flat end facing the inside of the motor or the weep hole. So make sure it's all flush and in there correctly and spinning smoothly. So that's really smooth. And that should be good. Everything looks solid. I used oil for all the seals, putting it in there, so it goes in smooth. So I guess I'm gonna work on taking this gasket residue off with a razor blade and getting it prepped up for the new gasket. We're back on the motor side. There's like an oval notch for the water pump impeller shaft. You want to get that lined up. So if you're having trouble, put that in there. Just turn the impeller shaft and make sure you get it in there right. All right, so everything's on. Now I can take it down for my little setup I got. So let's put it down on all fours and I guess fill her up with coolant. So I almost forgot that there was a, well, I already loosened that bolt up, but the coolant was leaking out of this hose here, and there's a O-ring around there. That looks brand new though, so I don't know if you even replaced the O-ring, but it's leaking, so I gotta replace that O-ring again. If you already did it, but like I said, I got the bolt out. It should come out. Yeah. Oh, I see what's going on. He put sealant there. He didn't put an O-ring like it's supposed to be. I gotta get all that crap out. New seal, Yamaha, you know. Let's see. So I got that coolant hose all put back in with the O-ring, and it is not leaking so far. So I'll show you. be taking this roller off as well. As you can see, no rollers left. Just the bearing and the hardware. And a little bit of the roller, but I already got it loose. Like this. And then the nut. Oops. You don't want it too tight. Just like that. Yeah, that's fine. Do the lower one as well. Alright, and that's what's left of the lower roller. Actually gotta loosen up the chain so the roller will fit in there without the chain being too tight. So we gotta loosen up the carrier.
Yeah.
Go forward. Okay. See, she loosened up, so we're just gonna keep this here and put that roller in. Nut, roller, and then this. Super tight. You can see it turning. So that's good. So it's good tension right there.